Namaste one and all. Today my subject for explanation is DICGC. DICGC, you all know, Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation. All the bankers are having so many doubts regarding DICGC. That's why today I am coming with a small video through our YouTube channel Suvarna Chundi regarding DICGC related whatever the points, important points I am going to touch. What are the banks, which banks are insured by the DICGC? That is the first question of us. Commercial banks and cooperative banks. Commercial banks, all commercial banks including branches of foreign banks functioning in India, local area banks and regional rural banks are insured by the DICGC. DICGC, Deposit Insurance Credit Guarantee Corporation. Cooperative banks, all state, central and primary cooperative banks, also called urban cooperative banks, functioning in state or union territory, which have been amended the Local Cooperative Societies Act, empowering the Reserve Bank of India to order the registrar of cooperative societies of the state or union territory to wind up a cooperative bank or to supersede its committee of management and requiring the registrar not to take any action regarding wind up, amalgamation or reconstruction of a cooperative bank without prior sanction in writing from the Reserve Bank of India are covered under the deposit insurance scheme. At present, all cooperative banks are covered by the DICGC. Primary cooperative societies are not insured by the DICGC. Please note down, primary cooperative societies are not eligible for DICGC coverage. What does the DICGC insure? The DICGC insures all deposits such as savings, fixed, current, recurring, etc. deposits except the following type of deposits. Usually such type of questions in the recent past in JIB and CIB, in the papers it is coming, we should be very much careful while answering it. So the DICGC insures all deposits such as savings, fixed, current, recurring, etc. deposits except the following type of deposits. So whatever I am going to tell now, those all deposits are not covered under the DICGC insurance. Deposits of foreign governments. Whatever the foreign governments deposits are there, those will not be covered under DICGC insurance scheme. Deposits of central and state governments. Whatever central government or state government deposits with the banks, those deposits are not covered. Interbank deposits. Suppose X bank is having with Y bank one deposit, those deposits are not covered. Deposits of the state land development banks, LDBs, with the state cooperative bank, those also not covered. Any amount due on account of any deposit received outside India, those also not covered. Any amount which has been specifically exempted by the corporation with the previous approval of Reserve Bank of India. Whatever the deposits with the prior approval of Reserve Bank of India by the corporation, whatever those specifically exempted deposits, those also not covered. So here it is very clear which type of deposits are covered under the DICGC insurance and which are not covered under the DICGC insurance scheme. What is the maximum deposit amount insured by the DICGC? Each depositor in a bank is insured up to a maximum of rupees 5 lakhs. Rupees 5 lakhs only for both principal and interest amount held by him in the same right and same capacity as on the date of liquidation or cancellation of bank's license or the date on which the scheme of amalgamation or merger or reconstruction comes into force. So per bank it is rupees 5 lakhs. Earlier in my video I have by oversight told that is per branch, but it is only per bank. Per bank for each depositor in the same right and the same capacity, maximum amount is 5 lakhs including principal and interest as on the date of liquidation or cancellation of bank's license, etc., etc., or amalgamation or merger or reconstruction of the whichever comes into force on the date. It should not be covered more than 5 lakhs. Up to 5 lakhs it will be covered, including interest. How will you know whether your bank is insured by the DICGC or not? Customers should know how they can come to know the DICGC coverage is there or not. The DICGC, while registering the banks as insured banks, furnishes them with printed leaflets for display giving information relating to the protection afforded by the corporation to the depositors of the insured banks. In case of doubt, depositors should make a specific enquiry from the branch official in this regard. Usually, DICGC will provide leaflets to give to the customers and for the display at the branch level. What is the ceiling on an amount of insured deposits kept by one person in different branches of a bank? Already discussed that the deposits kept in different branches of a bank are aggregated for the purpose of insurance cover, and a maximum amount of up to rupees 5 lakhs is paid. So, in various branches of particular bank, total amount covered is only 5 lakhs rupees. Does the DICGC insure just the principal on an account of both principal and accrued interest? The DICGC insures principal and interest up to a maximum amount of rupees 5 lakhs. For example, if an individual had an account with a principal amount of rupees 4,95,000 plus accrued interest of rupees 4,000, the total amount insured by the DICGC would be rupees 4,99,000. If, however, the principal amount is in that account was 5 lakhs, the accrued interest would not be insured, not because it was interest, but because that was the amount over the insurance limit. So up to 5 lakhs only he will get back if in case of claim arises. Can deposit insurance be increased by depositing funds into several different accounts all at the same bank? Just now we have discussed the same type. All funds held in the same type of ownership at the same bank are added together before deposit insurance is determined. If the funds are in different types of ownership or are deposited into separate banks, they would then be separately insured. So individually in one bank, all branches at same capacity, it should be covered up to 5 lakhs only. If it is in the different capacity and in different branches, every bank will have in insurance of rupees 5 lakhs. Are deposits in different banks separately insured? Same question, of course. Yes. If you have deposits with more than one bank, deposit insurance coverage limit is applied separately to the deposits in each bank. If I have my funds on deposit at 2 different banks and those 2 banks are closed on the same day, or my funds added together are insured separately. Your funds from each bank would be insured separately regardless of the date of closure. Hence, you will get in both banks each 5 lakhs in both banks. Can the bank deduct the amount of dues payable by the depositor? Suppose a depositor is having any loan with the bank, whether it can be adjusted or not. Yes, it can be adjusted. Banks have the right to set off their dues from the amount of deposits as on cut-off date. The deposit insurance is available after netting of such dues. First, as a banker, we will close whatever the dues outstanding out of that 5 lakhs amount, and whatever left out, that balance only will be credited to the customer's account. Who pays the cost of deposit insurance? This insurance premium, who will pay it? Deposit insurance premium is borne entirely by the insured bank only. No need of paying by the depositors. When is DICGC liable to pay it? If a bank goes into liquidation, DICGC is liable to pay to the liquidator the claim amount of each depositor up to rupees 5 lakhs within 2 months from the date of receipt of claim list from the liquidator. So it should be noted, it will be payable to the liquidator and amount is 5 lakhs, and the period is from the date of receipt of the claim. Within 2 months, DICGC should pay that amount. The liquidator has to disburse the claim amount to each insured depositor corresponding to their claim amount. Afterwards, the liquidator will take care of it and he will credit according to the proportionate whatever available amount to the customer. If a bank is reconstructed or amalgamated or merged with another bank, the DICGC pays the bank concerned the difference between the full amount of deposit or the limit of insurance cover in force at the time, whichever is less, and the amount received by him under the reconstruction or amalgamation scheme within 2 months from the date of receipt of claim list from the transferee bank or chief executive officer of the insured bank or transferee bank, as the case may be. So in case of merger or amalgamation, in such cases also the difference amount we can claim whatever the eligible amount. Does the DICGC directly deal with the depositors of failed banks? Whether DICGC or depositors of failed bank can directly contact? No, it is not allowed. In the event of a bank's liquidation, the liquidator prepares a depositor-wise claim list and sends it to the DICGC for scrutiny and payment. The DICGC pays the money to the liquidator, who is liable to pay to the depositors. In the case of amalgamation or merger of banks, the amount due to each depositor is paid to the transferee bank. Already explained in the above question. Next, can any insured bank withdraw from the DICGC coverage? No, it is not allowed. The deposit insurance scheme is compulsory and no bank can withdraw from it. Such type of twisted questions in the examinations we use it to face it. Hence, our video will be very much useful to know the things regarding these points. And with one more point, I am going to conclude this video. Can the DICGC withdraw deposit insurance coverage from any bank? This is reverse question. Earlier, can any insured bank withdraw from the DICGC coverage? No. Here, can the DICGC withdraw deposit insurance coverage from any bank? The corporation may cancel the registration of an insured bank if it fails to pay the premium for 3 consecutive periods. So it is continuously 3 consecutive periods. If not paid, then the corporation may cancel the registration. In the event of the DICGC withdrawing its coverage from any bank for default in the payment of premium, the public will be notified through newspapers. Registration of an insured bank stands cancelled if the bank is prohibited from receiving fresh deposits, or its license is cancelled, or a license is refused to it by the Reserve Bank of India, or it is wound up either voluntarily or compulsorily, or it ceases to be a banking company or a cooperative bank within the meaning of section 36A in bracket 2 of the Banking Regulation Act 1949, or it has transferred all its deposit liabilities to any other institution, or it is amalgamated with any other bank, or a scheme of compromise or arrangement or of reconstruction has been sanctioned by a competent authority, and the said scheme does not permit acceptance of fresh deposits. In those all cases, it will be applicable. In the event of the cancellation of registration of a bank, deposits of the bank remain covered by the insurance till the date of cancellation. These are the most important points related to DICGC, and I request you all to please like, share, watch and subscribe our YouTube channel Suvarna Chundi for getting more and more important banking related topics to know and elaborate the various points. What will be the corporation's liability to the banks on deregistration? Sometimes deregistration will happen. The corporation has a deposit insurance liability on liquidation etc. of insured banks, that is banks which have been deregistered on account of prohibition on receiving fresh deposits or on cancellation of license, or it is found that license cannot be granted. The liability of the corporation in these cases is limited to the extent of deposits as on the date of cancellation of registration of bank as an insured bank. So these all are most important. On liquidation etc. of other deregistered banks, that is banks which have been deregistered on other grounds such as non-payment of premium or their ceasing to be eligible cooperative banks under section 2GG of the DICG Act 1961, the corporation will have no liability. So these all are most important points. Please go through my video if required once or twice and get the important points in this video and note down. Whenever required you can utilize, and it is very much useful for your day-to-day operations also in the banks. And also not only for bankers, it is very much useful for the general public also. And I thank you very much for watching this video, and have a great day ahead. Thank you one and all.